everyone to hear me clearly. My name is Mari Daniel Bay. I am a 30-year retired law enforcement officer. Worked for the Immigration Customs for 30 years in New York and New Jersey. And my primary responsibility back then, some years ago, was kicking people out of the country. Prior to that, I was what they call a detention enforcement officer. I was stationed here in New York, and I was actually supervising a 250-bed facility of individuals that actually were foreign-born nationals that entered the country and have committed. Hoping that this is not the last time that I meet you guys. And I know, Christine, you work so hard. You've worked so hard, and I apologize. I apologize that I have to have you here. I know you're extremely tired, but I'm gonna pick on you all the time. Okay. So I want you guys to be safe when you finally are able to get your firearms. And I want you guys to, whenever you have the opportunity, you want to learn more, to actually be able to choose us as your primary educators in firearms. Between myself and Lindsay over here, we have a wealth of knowledge, we have a wealth of experience, and we have a lot to offer. And we are going to teach as many people as we can, anywhere we can, because we want everybody to learn to be safe and maintain that level of safety throughout the proficiency of your careers and of your lifetime. Make sense? All right, so anytime that I give any type of lecture, I always ask everybody in the room, this is your first time meeting me, but the next time we meet, I would like for somebody to ask me, Amari, are you clear? Ask me if I'm clear.
Are you clear?
Then what does that mean?
Are you ready?
What it means is that, is the area safe? Mr. Lindsay, may I borrow you for a moment? This is called a safe gun. So whenever I'm teaching, I want somebody to call me out and say, Amari, are you clear? Before we start, because I want to make sure that any class that I'm teaching, we all are safe, because we all got to go back home to our families. I know I sure enough need to go back to mine, you know, so. What's wrong? You scared?
Scared of guns?
All right. Are you really scared? Wow. Don't be scared of us here. Be scared of what's out there, because you don't know them, right? You don't know them. Here, let me show you. Just so you guys don't think that I'm making this up. All right? So feel a little bit safer. All right, so the name of the game is safety. From the time that you fill out the application to the time that you get your firearm, to the time that your first time going to the range, it's all about safety. From the time that you pick up that pen and put your name on that piece of paper, it's about safety. Why? Why? Because you have to go home to your family.
What? Wow.
And you have to protect yourself. But then the other thing is, again, why would anybody want to carry a firearm?
I don't know.
You said protection earlier.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that I will but I want to get the license. Like, for example, in my job, that can help me to get a better post. But carry the gun, how to be measured, ready, securely, I don't know.
Psychology of gun ownership.
Make a sound. We need to be ready. In the dress, like standing in bed now.
Are you ready to carry a gun? You don't know. You said
I
no?
don't know if I can be ready to carry a gun. I think the training will help me to.
All right, so you have to build a level of confidence in order to be able to carry a firearm. For any weapon, for that matter, particularly a firearm. But if anything can be a weapon, this can be a weapon. That can be a weapon. That can be a weapon. A pen can be a weapon. A flashlight can be this flashlight can be a weapon. Anything can be a weapon. So you cannot say that you're scared of guns, because I'm pretty sure that if somebody comes to attack you, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get the biggest thing in front of you and you're gonna sock somebody with it. Are you gonna be scared then?
No.
All right. So this is where we're at right now in these days and times. We're at in a day and time where we are dealing with Central and South American people that are affiliated with gangs, affiliated with cartels, affiliated with crime, all levels of crime, from murder to assault to kidnapping, you name it. This is what we are dealing with. This is what we are up against now. It is paramount for us, even if you don't want to carry a gun, know how to use one. Because it's better to learn it's better to have the skills and not need it than need it and not have it.
Sure.
All right? I got you. Trust me when I tell you, I've done this hundreds of times again. I work at a gun range. People come in, I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time. By the time they finish, they're almost experts. I got them because I know what I'm doing and they trust me. Do you guys trust me? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Davis, and I'm going to sit on the sideline for a moment until I queue up next.
Just for a moment. How you doing? Glad everybody came today. My name is Lindsay Davis. I'm a certified NRA law enforcement instructor as well. We pretty much did the same type of training. I work for the city of New York, but I'm also a bounty hunter. Is everybody familiar with that kind of work? You never heard of a bounty hunter? Where the bondsman, where if you're wanted, we come out and get you, whether you're home, in bed, no matter what. We come, even in church, we can come and get you. So now you know what that means. Okay. But that's some of the work that I do, but we also do a lot of other training stuff and everything. What I want to hand you these out. This is the information you're going to need when you start your process for your application. Everything on here is going to be needed. Now, let me just ask a question. Who's been arrested so far? Come on, somebody has. Come on. I'm just kidding. So nobody has been arrested, anything in the past and stuff? Even though we're auxiliaries, some of us are auxiliaries, you still, okay. So that's something you won't have to worry about, but everything on here is what you're going to need to fill out in order to complete your application for, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon. If you don't mind, you have to just sign that thing there, your name, email, and phone number. That'll be great. And then you have the seat, and I'll pan you out the papers. Now, this here is what you're needed. This is our application is online. What we're doing when it's class, it's actually a 2 weeks class. What happens is we can break it down to 4 hours a week, or it could be 2 days on a weekend, or 2 Saturdays. We have different classes, all the same, but we have different hours. So what happens is after this, normally, to do this whole process is normally $1,350, $1,350. But coming under us, the teacher of the class will be free. The only thing you guys will be paying for is the application and the other fees that will come with it, which will be $675. Now, if you can beat that with everything, I like to know who they are. Okay, but that's what's going to happen. That's what the class was going to be for the course. It's $675 total. The training, as far as everything, certificate, everything will be free. Oh, well, let me get you a moment to write stuff down. And in this class, you will, as far as with training, you will be getting your 18-hour safety certificate course that is needed for New York City. You will also be getting a certificate for psychology of gun ownership, and also a USCCA certificate. That's all. The USCCA certificate is also same thing as the NRA. With the USCCA certificate, if you wanted to carry outside of New York City, they have different licenses for non-residents, which is under Utah. You can get to Florida, Arizona. Those are licenses that carry. For New York City, our license will become 29 states. But I have to say, not Jersey, not DC, not Maryland, not Connecticut, and not Delaware. Those are all each individual. That we also teach those classes too, if you wanted to get that license for non-resident. There you go. This is that's a sheet for the information that you would need when you want to fill out when it's time to do your application. Those are the requirements we're going to need to finish your application. Okay. Anyone here has any? So no one here. Once again, no one has been arrested. No background. Maybe in the past before you. Not at all. Okay. So that's an excellent plus. Also, too, when you do the application, what we're going to ask you to do when you finish up the psychology of gun ownership, that is an excellent tool to put in the documents to follow your safety course, because they will see that you did a training for psychology. I see you keep looking over there. You know, I got it. So, yes. Any question? No, it's going to be with Amar. We're actually going to give you that today. That's going to be one step ahead already of that class. So if you didn't have it in class today online, it's for $189 online. But you're not getting it for $189. You're actually getting that today for free. You know, just for coming out, doing the workshop and stuff. But that will also be put as part of your application as well. Understand? Got it? Okay. Also, too, for those that want to be a security armed guard, you have to get your concealed carry first for New York City. And then after you get your conceal, then you'll be able to apply for your 47-hour. You already have the security guard license, so that's one. You have to get the concealed carry. Then when you get that, then you have to apply for the 47-hour class. And we also teach that too as well, the 47-hour. From the time you put your app, by the time everything is done, I would say about a week and a half, they're going to email you. Everything is done by email with New York City. After that's done, they're going to email you to let you know if you're missing any documents that they need, or when they come down for your fingerprints as well. So when that's done, from the time they do your fingerprints, the time they send it in, that's when your background checks for the application. It's not as soon as you do it, you're going to do it. After they do the background check, everything, you can always go online to see what your status is, but they got to do the investigation. From there, they'll let you know if you qualify or if you pass or fail. Most of the time, it's mostly everyone, I would say 95%. Most people, even some with bad records, wind up still passing, but they had to do a little more homework and getting more information that they needed to clear them. So it doesn't start until after the fingerprints that's when it starts, and it can take from 4 to 8 months to receive your license. That's before it used to be a year and a half. Amar, you want to tell them how long it took you to get your license? 5 years. Okay. So things have changed, and it took me 3.5. But now things have changed. So
Can I ask a question?
yeah, sure.
Is everybody here a citizen or a resident? Everybody is a citizen?
Yeah, no.
Everybody's a resident?
Yes, almost.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be the kicker, because if you're a resident and a citizen, that's compartmentalized. Outside of that, if you're still waiting for a status, now, is anybody here in an asylum status? Asylum? All right, see, so asylum status is good.
Yeah.
So that means anybody who is in asylum status, they made a legal lawful entry. So you basically consider to be a resident, partially.
Good question, because I have someone who already started the process.
Right.
But he's actually struggling. I told him to come over here because he started the process somewhere, but actually cannot move forward because of the status.
What's his status though?
Yeah. What's his status?
He's probably between asylum seeker and on the process of becoming
Yeah,
a permanent.
so he's in the middle.
So
As long as you have asylum status, you're considered to have made a lawful entry.
Right,
So that's good.
all right,
For him, it's just that anybody that doesn't have papers, that's gonna be the issue. So not saying that I don't, all right, so, and this is a good topic, because earlier this year, in Chicago, there was a guy from, I don't know what country he was from. They were having a civil unrest out in Chicago. And what happened was the deputies came around and told the neighborhood, there's something gonna go on, you guys gonna have to start arming yourselves. So what this young man did is he took the word from the officer and went to go get a gun. But what happened was, this car came in the neighborhood, they had started firing back and forth, blah, blah. Ultimately, the young man got arrested. And when he got arrested, he got prosecuted for ownership, for possession of a firearm. But it was a self-defense case. And because it was a self-defense case now, it had to go to the necessary channels to go up to federal court. Because now from a self-defense case, the state doesn't want to hear it. It has to go to federal court. The federal court judge in Chicago had made a decision that those individuals who are foreign-born nationals are also entitled to carry firearms to protect themselves. But since they made that decision, a majority of the states, what they're doing is their jurisdictions now are, if you don't have documents, you can't file for a license or a permit.
so that's a really important point that even people online have to put more attention on that, because most of them feel like you cannot afford it and you cannot
Defend themselves?
obtain the license.
Yeah, sure, yeah. They can't
That's
get
why
it.
it's really, really important for people to know that they can obtain the license from a certain status, and you can mention those status.
The only status that is available, the status is US citizen, US national, green card holder, and approved asylum. You have to have that approved, I think it's a 751. It has to be approved. It has to be approved.
If they are paying the bar,
It has to, if it's not approved. It has to be approved.
Okay,
All right, that's gonna make, that, all
that's clear,
right, cool. Any questions? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to leave right now?
No.
Because I'm not gonna let you leave. All right, cool, we are aboard.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but he connected, so. To finish off with that, is there any questions anybody else needs to know about this application, need to fill out?
Obviously, you have a question. Go ahead, ask me.
Yeah, so ask all the questions you asked them. You said you got so many questions. She said she don't remember.
You can ask them. Okay, go ahead.
You had a question?
She got
Because you apply is online or it's here?
No, that's part of the process with us. We would do it for you. That's all in the fee.
Okay.
it. Go ahead.
It's the same question? Yeah, that's why we say, once we have all the information and stuff and everything, we have your certificates, we can actually get it done faster, upload it for you, stuff and everything. You will get an email stating that this has been done, paid for, and now they're processing your application. And like I said, within two to 3 weeks, they'll email to let you know that they received it and when you're gonna come down for fingerprinting, and also if they need any other documents. Okay?
So the payment is one-time payment or one-time payment?
Yeah, one time, yeah. Yes, one-time payment, yeah, yeah. What do you think? It's $675 every month? I would retire. No, it's a one-time, yes.
I would also ask of you to do your research. Don't take our word for it. I will send you to a website, to the place where I'm employed at. I'm not gonna tell you on camera, but, I'll give you that later on. You can go to their website. You can see how much those people are charging. Now, they're charging $1,500 for this process.
That's what I told him. I was
$1,400 to $1,500 for the process. So when we made this plan in order to make sure that everybody's getting their licenses without having to break their pockets, everybody runs to us now. There are some people that run to us and they're like, "Oh, you're still too much," because they want to go get it for $200. They go to get it for $200. There's nobody helping them with the paperwork. There's nobody really deciphering what the paperwork needs and the little intricate parts of how you need to maneuver through this process. They're not giving you that. They're just telling you, here, take the certificate and you're out on your own now. So now that leaves everybody else that has the certificate to be out on their own, to go find somebody now to go help them. We're a one-stop shop. We'll do it all.
Answer it? Uh-oh.
I have a question.
Yeah.
After the training, the license that we receive is just for the carrier and,
It's a concealed carry for New York City, actually for New York State.
Right.
When
So
you get
she's
New
gonna
York
be a
City-
little different because she's out. Yeah, she's what? Top.
Yeah, but still New York City covers the whole New York State. If she had New York State,
You live down here, or you work up,
Yeah.
you,
keep down.
oh, you are good.
Oh, so everything,
Right,
yeah.
right, yeah, she's good, yeah.
because if it was New York
Good.
State, then you can't carry in New York City. So that's why we tell everybody, if they can get in New York City, you can cover the whole New York State.
But not exact. Just for carrying the arm, or you can use.
No, concealed carry, you can carry anytime. Armed guard is for your job. If you do armed security license, that's for your job. When you're off your job, now you're going under your concealed carry. Now, let me ask you, how many counties are there in New York State that you want to carry?
How many what?
How many counties are there in New York State? Since you want to carry everywhere in New York, how many counties can you carry? How many counties are there in New York State?
Right.
There are 62 counties in New York State. 62. If you're in New York State, you can only carry in 57. You won't be able to carry in the 5 boroughs. Each county for the 5 boroughs is a county. So we have 62 counties for New York State. The reason why I bring that up, because everyone wants to carry, but you got to know what county you can and can't carry. But being that you're going to get New York City, you'll be able to carry in the entire New York State, along with 29 other non-resident states.
The New York City one
Covers the entire New York State. New York State only covers New York State, but not New York City. Nassau and Suffolk cannot carry in New York City. Right. They have to apply for a special carry. Right. Got it? You okay now? You feel good? Because after working on, okay. Yes. Yeah, it's a 50-question test, but it's everything that you're gonna learn in class and stuff and everything. It'll be nothing that you won't know. And well, because during class, you're also gonna be getting hands-on firearms. You're gonna actually feel working them, teaching you different things with how to carry, conceal, what's good, what's best, certain situations, scenarios. What are the color codes of?
There are no color codes anymore.
But what are the color codes for us? For USCCA, what color codes? Yes.
It's gonna be white, yellow,
Right,
orange, and then red.
and red. You'll learn what each one is for. And like right now, you guys are in what color code would you say they're in?
White.
White, yes. Yeah,
Why would it be white?
Yeah.
no, ask them. Why would it?
Can anybody tell me why would it be the color code white? Christine has the answer.
No.
Yes, she do.
You have to ask the same question.
She has the answer. I'm gonna give you,
The subject,
I'm gonna give you,
the beginning.
There's no threat. There's nothing there. You're just in the like how right now, there's nobody here in threat. You know how you was nervous when he showed to the firearm? See, now
that went up to orange.
Yes. So that's why that'll be taught in class too, as well as all the color codes when, what state and mind you're in. And we're gonna also have scenarios that we teach where you're gonna know when to shoot, when not to shoot, and when you think is justified. So,
Which is good.
yeah, oh no, but for what we teach and how we do it, especially for his training that he does as well, no one's doing it out there. No one's doing that, so.
I need to break in right quick. Is anybody familiar with the use of force?
Use of force.
Yes.
You should be a little bit exhilarous. Yeah, a
You
little
should
bit.
be familiar with the
Yeah,
use of
use of
force,
force.
Justice.
No, it's gonna be a wonderful.
You don't know what the use of force is? All right, so everybody in this room has to understand the use of force. And the reason why that is because if you do things according to the law you have to make yourself hard to convict. So when you're exercising the use of force, you have to know when to exercise it, when to pick this thing up and smack somebody with it. Are you gonna pick it up and approach them and smack somebody with it? In the state of New York is a retreat state. Do you know what a retreat state is? That means stop, don't come closer, don't come closer, don't come closer. My back is against the wall and I have one of two things to do. I'm either gonna rush you, kick you, pull my gun, or I'm gonna fight back in some way, shape, or form because now my back is against the wall.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. We just saw a situation the other day, if anybody saw on the news about the United Healthcare Group CEO that just got killed, right? I saw a couple of videos, fragmented. I didn't see the whole thing straight, but from what I saw, there was a possibility all of that could have been avoided. Could have been avoided by number one, situational awareness. He's a CEO of a major healthcare group.
Right.
He was by himself. Situational awareness, law number one, is if you are in a position of authority in that capacity, you shouldn't be by yourself. That's number one. Number two, the young man who was the suspect, his gun jammed a couple of times. Now, we can speculate whether or not it was jammed before he shot him or after he got shot. The whole thing about it is the gun jammed. If that man had the opportunity in order to survive that, would he know how to react if the gun jammed? Would he still have been like this? Because by this time, if you're in open space and your gun jammed, there's no more retreat. That has to be use of force, and it has to be what they call the use of deadly physical force, because you're in imminent danger of your life. So these things we have to convey to you so that you understand, so that you are able to know when to utilize and know the difference between the use of force and the use of deadly physical force, because it's two different things. Any questions?
I know you're ahead of yourself. This is supposed to be under the reverse psychology gun.
Oh, no. I'm still going through that.
I know. Gotcha. So, is there any more questions that anyone needs to know about the application process and of the state? Now, once again, how many counties are there in New York State?
The license is available for.
See, that was one of the questions on the test. Nobody remembers how many counties there are in New York? Okay. She's focused on this. She's focused on whatever you're putting up. Yes, what was your answer?
Yeah, for how many times the license?
How many?
Time the license is.
What, to renew or something? Expire, right. You have to renew every 3 years. This class would have to be taken every 3 years to renew for New York State. Actually, I might as well say New York State. Yeah.
Now, I have something else to add.
What's that?
If some of you guys become instructors, that fee kind of dwindles down a lot.
Yeah. Anybody just see themselves as instructors in the future? Firearm instructor?
I can see Christina.
You can see that. So you can put in.
Yeah.
And we'll be prepared for
Okay, so pretty much that's it. You have any questions? No? Any questions on this? So what we're gonna do, pretty much, we're gonna finish it like I said today. We're gonna do this psychology of gun ownership. So, yeah. Yo, you have this application thing here? Oh, this is what?
This is the application itself.
Go to the, you got 13? You know, to upload everything. 13. Also, too, there's going to be a form that if you live by yourself or if you live with someone, they're gonna have to sign an affidavit and get it notarized stating that they're okay to have a firearm in the house. We had a lot of people that went through the whole process. They found out the husband or the wife did not like the guns in the house, so they couldn't continue. But if you live by yourself or something, it's no problem. You just have to sign it, no note. But if someone's in your house, if there's 5 people, you gotta get 5 different letters, 5 different, all notarized. The one for the upload.
Which upload?
Upload, we have to upload, remember how they show you, upload the passport?
This thing changes. This changes. This is page 13 now.
Okay, I got it.
This is page
Okay.
13 now.
So, but I wanted to show you too, page 113 on the application, but that's something we would do, but that there is everything that's on this list is gonna be needed. Without that, it does not let us move on to the next page, and it does not let you move on to close out the application. So technically, nothing can be missed. But like I said, also too, the psychology that we do today, that's usually 189 online, those that are here today, and also on Zoom, we'll be getting this free part of the application. And we ask everyone, what we're gonna do, when we upload it, we're gonna upload this psychology of gun ownership. Even MIPD down at One Police Plaza are surprised that this is being done. So we may start something new that if they're the blame, they'll take it with time. It's our fault. So, without further ado, any more questions? Everybody good? Okay, so we're gonna move on here to Mark with the
Psychology gun ownership.
ownership. And like I said, today, because we can have everyone's name, what we're gonna do, this is gonna be put in your file, and will also be mailed out to you, along with your 18-hour certificate, safety course, and also the, another course from the USCCA. But that is for if you decide you wanna get a non-resident license on the outside, that will be the certificate you would upload that application. All right, everybody good? Amar,
Yeah.
to you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for mispronunciations and misspellings in my presentation. I'm not perfect. So as I explained to you before about the psychology of gun ownership, psychology of gun ownership course is not a psychology course. It is actually a course that was developed by me and my daughter's mother so that we would be able to screen individuals who are prepared to move forward to be responsible gun owners. Being a responsible gun owner means that you have to get the training, you have to have the knowledge, you have to have the skill, and you also have to have the attitude. You have to have those things. Being a responsible gun owner is not an easy thing. There's so many things that come into play when you are carrying a gun. When I carry my gun, I've been carrying my gun for almost 40 years now. When I walk down the street with my grandchildren, my children, I'm looking left, I'm looking right, I'm looking in the front of me, I'm looking in the rear of me. I'm looking all the way around because I have to be the protector. I have to be the protector because God forbid, if there's something to go wrong, I need to know how to triangulate that before it escalates. Make sense?
Yes.
So I'm really being like the modern day Jason Bourne, if anybody ever sees the Bourne Identity films. I'm trying to make sure that I'm a step ahead of anything and everything that's going to be going on. Do I perceive myself as being a Superman? No. I am meticulous like that because I want to make sure that I get myself and I get my family home safe and whoever else is around me at that time. And I want to make sure that not only I'm trained, but I have to make sure my kids and my grandchildren are trained because God forbid, if I'm to take a shot, somebody's going to have to pick up where I left off. This is just the reality of it. I've come to the conclusion that life is not promised to anybody, but I'm going to do the best that I can do to try to get from point A to point B in a safe manner as much as possible. A safe manner, like I said before, we talk about responsible, right? Responsibility is when you have this gun on your hip. Responsibility is making sure this gun stays on your hip at all times. Responsibility is also to make sure that when you wear your particular clothing, it doesn't look like this. This is irresponsibility. This could get you jailed. This can also get you your license taken from you. And for those individuals that find some way to get some form of insurance, your insurance company will drop you like that because that's a liability. So now we have to understand, again, why do you want to carry a gun? And it's not for protection.
For safety of the people around me.
To feel a sense of security, right? What other reasons are there that people carry guns? Well, that's the main reason, safety. Whether it be for your safety or someone else's safety. You want the answer?
We'll take that.
How about hunting? How about hunting? People use guns to hunt, right? Have you ever been hunting? Have you ever been hunting? Have you ever been hunting? Has anybody here ever been hunting?
No.
That is another reason why people carry guns to hunt. What do people hunt? They hunt deer, they hunt bear, they hunt antelope, they hunt animals. And know it or not, that this is right now, the season that we're in is actually hunting season. What other reasons why people carry guns? Or want to put their hands on guns? It would be for collection. People are collectors of guns. They like to collect guns. And there's one more reason why people like to put their hands on guns.
Dissuasion. Dissuasion.